My name is John Stroud. My wife's name is Garvisa, and we had a 3-year-old boy named Bobby. We were attending a church in Northern Virginia, and some folks had come home on furlough. They lived and worked in Indonesia and had just opened up a new field on the island of Bali to bring the gospel to the Balinese people. Bali is an island. You're probably about 70 miles north and south and about 90 miles east and west. They have a rich culture of art. They're passionate about beauty. They love to work the land, but they do so in a really artistic way. And they're very superstitious people. And on that island, 80 to 87% of those individuals are Hindu. They're traditional, animistic Hindu Balinese people. And I sensed real struggle in their individual lives. They believe in a pantheon of gods, which would include ancestral spirits who've gone on before them. They didn't like the idea of being told that they would have to stop serving or servicing all of their other gods, because to do so would mean that they would most certainly risk experiencing akibat or consequences in life. I think the calling for me was not so much about Indonesia. The calling for me was about mission. It was about people. We always wanted more than one child, and it just wasn't happening. In fact, we wanted to adopt before we even had our first child. So we've always been open to adoption. There was one little fella that I absolutely fell head over heels in love with. And I picked him up and held him and found out that his name was Arnold. And I called Garvisa and I said, "Oh, sweetheart, there was this beautiful little boy. His name is Arnold. He's only a month old." And she was like, "Go back and get him." I was like, wait, simmer down. I got back to Bali and we started to pray and just decided to take a vacation together. And I wasn't going to say anything to Garvisa about who was who in the orphanage. What was so funny to me, though, was she went in and started to look at the children. She went straight to Arnold and said, "This is him, isn't it?" And I said, "Yep, that's him." He said, "Pack him up, let's go." And of course, it wasn't that easy. We had a little more work to do, but within 48 hours, we had him in our possession. We were his official foster parents, and we began the long process of working through all the logistics, becoming his parents. Jesus has a way of using difficult circumstances through ministry and life and missions to break our dependence upon ourselves and to cause us to lean really hard and heavy into Him and to rely on Him as our source, as our strength, and as our life. And if I could sum up all that happened to us in Indonesia, I think what God was trying to teach me was, "John, I'm enough. You can trust me." Terima kasih, Tuhan memberkati.